Recording. So thanks you guys for popping on. If you guys are watching live or watching the replay, my name is Rob, and this is Workouts with Rob. I am not a professional personal trainer. I'm just simply a guy who had my gym closed down because of this quarantine and wanted to work out at home. So do what you can as we go through these. Don't do anything that's hurting or goes beyond your own personal abilities. Really, the key is that any movement you're doing right now is better than just sitting on the couch watching a tiger show. So as long as we're doing something, then you can go back to watching your tiger show later. But either way, movement is key, especially while we're all kind of stuck in the house. I know that a lot of us are able to go out for walks and stuff like that, but here in Wisconsin, our gyms are shut down. I know that around the country, a lot of like non-essential businesses, which they consider gyms non-essential, are shut down. So figured I would come on here and do these. And I'm just excited to have a couple of awesome ladies doing them with me. So thanks, you guys. First things first, as we always do, we're going to start with stretches. So I'll show you kind of what I do for stretches. You can do whatever stretches you think are going to be the best for you. Today, we're going to be focusing on chest, back of your arms, your triceps, and our back. So we'll obviously stretch out some of that as well, too. But first and foremost, I always stretch out my legs just to make sure that I do not deal with that sciatic pain again, because that was seriously, like, I've had teeth, like, get impacted. I've had to get teeth pulled, and that was the worst pain I've ever felt. It was horrible. So I'm going to do some stretches, and we'll get started. So one of the first sets of stretches that I like to do is this kind of like leg hug stretch. What it does is it actually stretches out like your hip and your pelvis a little bit, kind of keeps it a little more rotated. Typically, I try to hold all my stretches for 15, 20, 30 seconds, whatever it is that's going to be comfortable for you. Obviously, don't stretch too far to hurt yourself at any point. You want the purifier fan? So then I'll do a crossover. So I straighten out one leg, grab the other leg, hug your knee across your chest. And you'll really feel that stretch in the back of your thigh here. One of you's got a baby crawling around, the other one's got a dog crawling around. I fed my cat earlier, so now she's taking up the entirety of our queen bed. She's not that big of a cat, but she manages. So after doing the hug ones, what I'll do is bend one leg and then hook your ankle around the knee of that leg and then hug your knee up. So you kind of feel the stretch go all the way down into your glute and up your leg here. If you want to make it a deeper stretch, you could always use the hand and push on the knee that's bent, like on an angle there, and kind of push that away while you squeeze up the other one. And then switch sides. All right. Where's my little note? There it is. All right, so we did stretches. So what we're gonna do is plank extensions. It's basically like a push-up. So a plank, your key thing, and you can do a plank either from your knees if you want, or you can do it straight up like this. But then instead of like a push-up where you kind of do a push-up like this, I want you to try and focus on bringing your elbows down towards and into your body and up. So it's almost like a push-up, but you're using the back of your arms more than you're using your chest on this. And like I said, you can do it from your knees as well too. Keep your upper body as flat as possible. So don't like stick your booty up, keep it in. And you want to do about 10 of them if you can. Keep moving my note around. So now we're going to do push-up chest taps. So now this is where you're going to do more of a push-up style. And I'm going to do these for my knee because the key more here is control. So you're going to go down. When you come up, you're going to cross your arm across your chest. So you're really coming up and then balancing on one arm. And once again, about 10 or so of those. Now we're going to do lying Superman. So you lay flat completely, arms out in front of you, legs back from you. Head down. And come up like a flying squirrel. So you want your legs and your arms to come up, but try not to focus on bending your legs like this. Try bringing up from the hip instead of from your knees. You should feel it like in your lower back and middle back. Try to do about 10 of those. All right, so now we're going to stay on our stomach flat like that. We're going to put our arms out. There's a lot of flying in this one, I think. Superman, wing flaps. So this one, you're just going to do wing flaps. Up, down. So you're really like, think about squeezing an orange in between your shoulder blades on your back. Now you want to do about 15 to 20 of them. Now we're going to do an actual plank. You can either do a plank from your elbows, or you can do them like elbows and knees. You can do them like a push-up, however you want, but 30 seconds. So you have to count in your head 30 seconds. Don't let your butt get up too high either. You want to try and keep everything as flat as possible, like a plank. All right, so now back to flat on our stomachs again. Put your arms in back here like this. And you're gonna raise straight from your head, kind of like a cobra. If you know, like in yoga, they do a cobra. But a cobra, you do a little bit with your arms. We're trying to take our arms completely out of this and just using the muscles in our back to curve our head up and then come back down. Either someone farted or their phone just vibrated. Can't tell. So with those, like the wing flap ones, the extension, that back extension ones, the key thing with those is controlling both directions. Because a lot of times what'll happen, just like when we use the rubber bands and the other ones, the hard part is pulling it out. But if you just let it snap back, your body's not doing any work to that. That's just the rubber band. Here, the hard part is lifting your body up. But if you just let your body like fall back down, that's gravity doing the work. You're actually not controlling it. But if you go up and you slowly go back down, that resistance is working both directions then. All right, so this is our two standing things. Let me just change this slightly. Not going to feel good tomorrow on the legs, but we're going to do standing spring lunges. So it's just like a regular lunge, but instead of lunging like this, you're going to go down and change. There you go. And do about 10 or so. It should get your heart rate up. Cool. Now, if you have a water jug or some sort of weight, anything will work. 5 to 10 pounds is fine. We're going to do triceps. And if you don't have one, Kim, that's fine. You can still just, anything that you can put in your hand will help. That'll work. So now the key with this one is you want your arm coming straight out the back of your shoulder, not out to the side like this. You want it straight back. And you're just going to go straight out with it and come back. So you really want to try and keep this, the upper part of your arm, as stable as possible. I'm going to do it with this 5-pound ball. it'll be a little bit easier to show. So you should really feel it back here in your butterflies, Tammy. She's trying to get away. Do about 10 or so and then switch sides. And that's a full circuit. So go ahead and grab a drink after you're done with that, and we'll do it again 2 more full times. Now we go back to the floor. I don't know. I don't see any. Garbage is probably Mondays and the recycling is probably Wednesdays. All right. So back to plank extensions again. So now we're back on the floor. Remember, try to keep your elbows in towards your body. And then push up chest taps. So do them from your knees. Down, push up chest. Now lion Supermans. Swear those are so underrated because they look so easy and they're not. Whew. Wing flaps. This is another one where it's just as much important about how you bring it up as how you let it come down slowly too. Squeeze that orange with your shoulder blades. All right, 30 seconds of plank. Whew. All right, so the low back extensions. So lay flat, roll your head up and down. Your head and back, basically. Arms back this way, like a fish. All right, spring lunges. I feel like it's like river dance. And now tricep pushes. All right, that's 2 rounds. Take a break, have a drink. right, so now on to our third round through. So back to the ground. Ooh, I'm still sore from Monday. Plank extensions. And now this time, the third round through, do as many as you can. Tammy, have your elbows into your side.
Yeah.
Not out to the side like this, in like this. There you go. Do you see how you feel that more back here than in your chest?
Yeah. Man, I was doing so good.
All right, now push up chest taps. This one will be more for your chest. Superman. Wing flaps. Yep, wing flaps. Thirty seconds of plank. And try not to hold your breath while you're planking. You want to make sure that you're breathing. Thanks, babe. This time, hold it as long as you can. Which for me was about 30 seconds. All right, low back extensions. Just thinking about it's making you sweat?
Yeah.
All right. Almost done, you guys. Spring lunges. And now tricep pushes. Last one. Do it until you can't anymore. So now cool down with a couple of stretches. Definitely stretch your arms out because we did a lot of arms and back and chest stuff. So cross your arm over and stretch. Got sweat in my eye. There you go. Wave your arms around like you just don't care. And then do a forward fold. Really let that lower back stretch out when you do this. So fold right at the hips. Cool. Well, that's today. Good job, you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.